Hey guys, what's up? It's Russ the Master, and I wanted to do a video in response to the clip I made in Borderlands 4 of me defeating that boss in a very quick matter. If you haven't seen it, I'll um, send a link to it in the description as well as put one of those things in the top right corner. If you want to go see it real quick. But for those of you who saw it, I'm pretty sure you were all saying, how was he able to kill that boss so quickly? Well, this video is going to be a in-depth guide of the build that I use, or my favorite build, I should say, um, in Borderlands 4. Now, before I do explain the build, I just want to say that this build is not originally mine. This entire build is is credited to Moxsy. He is a Borderlands uh, uh, content creator as well as other games. He does build guides for Borderlands 4 and a few other games. He's a really good um, he has really good guide videos. So I will credit him fully for this build. I will link his video of this build in the description as well as a link to his channel. If you want to go check him out, please do. If you're into Borderlands or any type of RPG style game, MMO, I'm pretty sure he has build guides on this. Uh, so yeah, enough of me rambling though. So to start the build, we're going to be mainly focusing on the green tree, which is the Vexcalation tree. Sorry if I'm with Incarnate. This is pretty much the action skill that all Vex builds use late game. So yeah, this gives us a lot of damage for boss killing as well as efficient mobbing. The first skill we're going to go into is Grave Sights. This killing an enemy gives us critical hit damage and gun handling. It's just really good for damage, basically. Just pure damage good. Grave Implements is next. Gun damage. This build is focused a lot on high gun damage and getting kills, especially for mobbing. So getting gun damage. And then this Bloodletter is a very strong skill. Bloodletter is one of the strongest skills that Vex has right now. Whenever she gets a critical, so her gun and her skill, meaning her blast, has a chance to apply a bleed, which is a damage over time, a dot, and it is very strong. So that's going to be a lot of our damage by this build. It is constantly applying these bleed dots to enemies as well as bosses. And then the next one is Grave Power, because this is honestly very strong. Getting a kill skill increases the stacks of all her kill skills. So we get more stacks of Grave Implements and more stacks of Grave Sights with this. So it's basically a no-brainer. The next we want to go into is Drink Fill. Whenever Vex does gun damage, she gets a Drink Fill, which increases her fire rate, which is very good. That fire rate, free fire rate just for dealing damage to enemies is very good, especially with boss fighting or boss kills. It's very good. And then for the last point in this tree, we're going to go to Mortal Terror, which if you land critical hits, you have a chance to activate kill skills. This is very good against bossing, because obviously if you're fighting a boss, you're not going to be killing anything unless you just want to focus on it, not the minions. So as long as you land crits on a boss, you will be activating all your kill skills. You'll be activating Grave Implements and Grave Insights. So yeah, and then for our augments and capstone, we're going to be going for Witchy Trigger Finger, which what this does is every time you do damage with your Erdic Blast or Phase Explosion, you will refill your ammo. This is very good for bossing, and I'll show you here. So I'm going to activate my skill, and I'm going to shoot, and you can see I'm hitting this bullet sponge with my blast, and I'm able to stack Torque stickies over and over. And this right here, you can see is the that tick damage was the bleed effect. But yeah, anytime you hit an enemy with that blast, you refill your ammo. Like here, yeah. So, oh, hold on. So do. Right there. You see how I went from 6 to 10 again? So that's a good way to stack sticky. That's mainly for bossing. Is when you're bossing, you'll see me throw in the introduction. You'll see me activate my action skill and throw those balls at the boss to keep continuously stacking my torque stickies. And then for the capstone vibe check, basically it just gives the Heritage Blast 3 charges, so that way we can constantly keep our magazine up fully, so we don't have to worry about reloading. It also ricochets. It will also ricochet the orb to different enemies when it hits. And gun damage is also doubled when, which is also a very big plus. Over on the right skill tree, we're going to put +5 into Ars Arcana, which is skill damage. So skill damage is interesting because skill damage does apply with Bloodletter. Bloodletter does count as a skill, so the bleed stacking effect dot does actually buff this. So that's why we're going into it. It will buff the damage of the bleed from Bloodletter. And the next one is Essence Leech, which is honestly very good. Just lifesteal is very, very strong, and yeah, you get more of it when you have your action skill active. So while you have Incarnate active, you will gain 20% lifesteal, which is very good. And then the last 3 in here is just a bonus damage. So Vex will get bonus kinetic damage with guns based on her current lifesteal and her health and how full her health is. So if you're at full health all the time, you'll gain a bonus of as 300 bonus kinetic damage. So that also, I believe that also applies with Bloodletter as well, or at least the initial hit. I don't know. I believe it also applies to the bleed effect, if I remember. I don't know. Well, it does affect the lifesteal, that I know, but yeah. And okay. And the only reason I have 2, and that's it for this skill tree. The only reason I have 2 in conjunction is because of my class mod. Uh, so for the blue tree, we just put 5 points into Sanguine Fiends. It's a very you just get it's very strong. Every time you get a kill, you restore health, so more survivability. 20% health restore on kill, very strong. The next one is going to be Grave Assault. Whenever you get a kill, you or your minions, you will get increased rate of fire for a certain duration. This will the reason we want this is also because of Grave Power. Grave Power is very strong because any kill skill that you have on Vex, you get max skills. It doesn't have to be on the green tree only. It can be from this tree or from the red tree. So that's one reason why we also have this. And then the last one is another kill skill. You get increased damage every time you kill an enemy. So 12.5. So 3 stacks. So 12. So basically, it's about 40%. Well, actually more than 40 because of grave power. It would be 6 stacks max. So that's all. I can't do math quickly, but that's about 100% more damage every time you get a kill. So that's why we have that. Just more damage all the time. And then our last points are put 2 into Grave Sustenance. Every time you get a kill, you gain a percentage of your duration. So basically, you can have your action skill up for a lot longer. This is mainly for mobbing purposes. And then the last point, you want to have this in. You always want we want to have at least 1 point into enchantment, because what this does is anytime you have your action skill up, whatever gun Vex has will deal bonus kinetic damage. It doesn't matter if the gun is kinetic or not. It can be shock, it can be corrosion, it can be explosive radiation, or not explosive. Sorry, it can be radiation. It can be any element. And with enhancement, while your action skill is active, you will deal bonus kinetic damage, which also does a proc bloodletter. So that's it's a very good combo. We don't need to max this out. We just need 1 point into it, just so it procs during our action skill. But yeah, so with the skill tree out of the way, I will go ahead and go through our weapons. So the 2 main weapons of this build are the Oh My God SMG, Malawan SMG. So this gun is very interesting. So if I shoot it, you see how my shield is going down? So that's what it does. So so when energy shield is active, it grants 50% damage by consuming the shield's energy instead of ammo. Whenever overshield is also active, energy shield will not deplete. So basically, is at any time I have a shield, this gun gets 50% damage increase at the cost of my shield. But if my shield is down, it will consume ammo and not get the damage buff. But when I have overshield, but I shoot this enemy and I have overshield, as you can see, I am continuously shooting this guy without any ammo, and my overshield is constantly going up, and as you can see, I am constantly proccing, what do you call it? I'm constantly proccing Blood is Power, because and so that is so the sorry so the Oh My God is the best gun to use for mobbing. This will basically kill any any enemies you want. As long as you are aimed at them, it will seek out an enemy, kill them, and that's it. Now you want to have a ripper part on this gun because that's the main focus of this build. Is that most of the guns in this build are ripper, if not have ripper parts on them. So yes, and the way you get this gun is you go to. Give me 1 second. So in order to get the oh my god SMG, you want to go to the Eclipse Orbital Shatter Field, and you want to farm and you want to farm you want to go here. Yeah, the unknown. Yeah, this you want to go over here where you fight Calcis, the Ripper Queen on the moon. If you've done the story all the way through, you'll know that you have to fight Calcis. You have to fight Calcis again on the moon in that small little area. So that version of her is where you get the oh my god. It's a pretty long ways to go, but yeah, you want to make sure there's a ripper part on there. The second gun that you want to have is the loot and shoot. Is the scoot and shoot. This gun is from the new DLC, the Mad Ellie's DLC. This is you can only get this from the Mad Ellie DLC. So if you don't have it, then you can't get it. And the boss that drops this gun, if oh my god, hold on. So in order to get this gun, you want to farm the Crazed Earl boss fight. That's where you get this gun from. Is the Crazed Earl boss fight. Now you also want to have a Ripper part on this gun as well. You don't nothing else. I have a TDR on this, but honestly, I wish I didn't have this TDR part on it. But yeah, the best one you want for this is one with high mag and a Ripper part on it. And this, the scoot and shoot is what I use for bossing. As I showed earlier, I swapped to Toric stickies and I use my action skill. I throw my knife and I just start and I just start stacking Toric stickies on a boss, and that usually will yeah, I start stacking Toric stickies on a boss, and that is how I'm able to very easily kill bosses in UVH. And all of this is I'm doing all of these kills in Ultimate Vault Hunter 6 with True Vault Hunter mode active. Yeah, with True mode active. So this is the hardest difficulty you can do it on. Yeah, this build is basically able to do everything in the game. So yeah, so these two are the main weapons that you want. As far as other things go, I have a triple bypass with reload speed. This the rep kit, yeah, bypass is good. A shiny war paint can also work for fire rate. Yeah, you basically want to have a lot of fire rate be good, but honestly, yeah, I'd say triple bypass or a shiny war paint will work. And then for my ordnance, I have a crit knife. You want to make sure, yeah. So crit knives, you want to make sure that you have the penetrator augment on it. Yeah, any throwing knife with penetrator augment will apply. Yeah, if you see any target hit with this knife has a 30% chance to be a critical hit, regardless of if it's the head or not. I also luckily got Merciless, which also does critical damage, but I don't think that applies to the damage. Yeah, so If you saw in the intro, or if you can see right here, when I throw it, you see that little icon right there, and you see, yeah, I'm landing crits on the body. That's how the crit knives work. For class mods, you want the Teen Witch class mod. You want to have the best class mods that you want is you want to have +3 into you want to the best class mod you want to have +3 into Grave Thirst. As far as I'm concerned, the Teen Witch cannot roll +5 into Grave Thirst. I could be wrong. I've yet to see a +5 in Grave Thirst on a Teen Witch, but yeah, +3 in Grave Witch is perfectly fine. Lifesteal, very strong. And as far as the other ones go, it really doesn't matter. I use this one for mobbing because of the submachine gun damage. Pairs well with my Oh My God. The other one I use is this one. It has which has critical hit damage. This one I use for bossing. Just to pump out that crit damage a little more. For our shield, we got a Watts for dinner. This is basically the best shield in the game right now. Watts for dinner is like by far the best shield in the game. You want to farm it, and you want to make sure that it has amp on it. The shield, yeah, the one that I have is shield booster with amp. The best one you can roll is Siphoner and amp, which I have not gotten yet. But just as long as it has amp on the roll on it, you're fine. You don't need anything else. Amp is the most important thing. But the reason why this shield is so good is because it says when energy shield is active, it has a 12%, chance to drop an overshield when hit. When overshielded, it grants shock damage. So if you saw earlier, I shoot this guy, and he's dropping these booster shields that is giving me, and I have an overshield. I have overshield right now. My little pink shield, and I'm getting bonus shock damage with my gun damage along with it. So that's one reason why the Watts for Dinner is very good is because it applies. Well, for one, it's able to keep our overshield up constantly with the enemies dropping the boosters, as well as gaining free 25% shock damage for as long as our overshield is up. One thing I did forget to mention is that the Oh My God, the SMG can kill you. The Oh My God SMG can down you if you kill an enemy that is too close to you. This is the one major problem with this build, is that if you are shooting at an enemy with the Oh My God and they die right next to you, it will down you like instantly through your overshield, through your health, completely gone because of the fact that you have an overshield. It does have, because the reason why it will kill you is because the Oh My God does do splash damage, a little bit of splash damage, when it hits an enemy, and obviously the enemy dying will cause the enemy to explode, and since this gun, the gun's splash damage is applied to the energy transfer, since you have overshield, that bonus damage will go to you. So yeah, so just be careful when you're mobbing with the Oh My God that that an enemy doesn't get too close to you when you kill it, because then you'll down yourself instantly. Yeah, so that's one major flaw of this build. But other than that, this build pretty much does everything. As far as enhancements goes, Ripper enhancements are the go-to. It really doesn't matter what ones you have. Like like I mainly just care about the substats. This one I use for bossing because of the splash damage on splash damage for Torgue pistols, the fire rate increase is yeah, mainly you want the things that you're looking for are SMG damage, gun damage, um, critical damage. Yeah, like this one right here is also good. SMG critical damage is also good. This one's very good too. Fire rates, like anything that has gun damage or SMG. Yeah, gun damage, fire rate, SMG damage. Like that's really what you want as far as the enhancements go. Um, and finally, for the specializations, we're gonna go best defense because when you get the bonus shield, you gain bonus damage based on how high your shield or health is. So if we have our overshield on all the time, we always get the benefits of the increased damage. The other one is Riddle You This. It's just free stacks of gun damage. Um, every time you deal gun damage to a boss or an enemy, it stacks up. It's very quick. It's very easy to get stacking. In the zone is pretty good. Mainly for bossing. I'd say in the zone is mainly good for bossing. Um, if I don't have it all the way yet, but you can also go into I Am a Gun is also pretty good. If but yeah, I have In the Zone right now. I Am a Gun is also pretty good. And then the other one is Now with Caffeine is really good because you want to have your action skill up basically all the time when using this build. So if there's a lull in the time, if there's a lull in the fight where you don't have your action skill, you can use your rep kit to get your action skill up a lot faster. That's also why the triple bypass is very good because it has 3 charges to it. So it's very easy to get your action skill back up. And as far as other weapons go, for this whole build, any weapon that has any guns with Ripper parts or Ripper guns in general. The Stray is pretty good. I don't. You want to Stray with a Jacob's part, so it can crit. So crits can bounce off. The Rainmaker is pretty good. I've tried it out with this build. It's pretty decent. What else? If a Dark Beast is very good. If you can get a Ripper part on it. I don't have the perfect roll. For the Dark Beast, the perfect roll is Ripper with Jacobs and Daedalus shotgun. That's the perfect roll. I don't have that yet. Yeah, so the Stray, the Rainmaker, the Hard Point is pretty good with Ripper. If you don't have a loot and shoot, you can use the Hard Point with a Ripper part on it for stacking, for boss stacking if you early game. The Fear Stalker is also pretty good. This is the new sniper from the new DLC, from the Mad Ellie's DLC. I was able to get one with a Ripper part, and it works, and it's very strong, especially with Vex. I haven't gotten another one yet to try for my Blood Witch build. I have a Blood Witch build that I've also copied off of Moxsy, so I want to try that out soon. But yeah, I don't have a Convergence, but that's also pretty good on this build. But yeah, other than that, I'd say that's about it. So yeah, guys, this build could basically do everything you want. Mobbing, bossing. Um, I pretty much, yeah, pretty much just the oh my god. All you need is an oh my god with ripper parts for mobbing, and then a scoot and shoot for bossing for just sticky stacking. Again, if you don't have this, you can get it from the new DLC. But if you don't have the new DLC, then you can use the hard point's pretty good. If you have a bod shotgun with Torque Sticky, that will also work. Just make sure it has a high mag. Yeah, just make sure it has a high enough mag that you can keep stacking with your with your witchy trigger finger. Yeah, but with that being said, guys, with that being said, guys, this is my Vex build. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna try and do more Borderlands 4 content in the future. It probably won't be for a while until the new raid boss comes out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I will give full credit to Moxsy for this build that I use. Again, if you want to check him out, I will leave the link to his video of this build, the video of this build. He does a better in-depth review of this build, as well as his channel. So if you want to see more Borderlands guides for different characters, as well as other games that you might play that he also plays, you can do as well. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Russ the Master, and I will see you all later.